Hello friends. In last part we saw loops in Java. So loops are used for search operations, and search operations are one of the most important operations done in programming. So I hope you understand how loops are done, and today we will learn about arrays in Java. So arrays are a type of variables which can hold many pieces of the data at once. So generally, in contrast, any variable when you define, it holds just one value, but it is not enough because data can be stored singularly in variables. For example, we are putting, say, we have a string variable named name, and we are putting assigning a value of nd. But in such operations, you need to search a particular piece of data from among a list of data elements. For example, name of a particular employee from among a list of employees you want to search. Searching operation will be more efficient if we can have names of all employees in a list in one place. Arrays help in storing a large list of pieces of data in one place. It becomes easier than to find a particular piece of data from this list. So you understand what arrays are. Generally, in arrays, we store uh, a list of data in one place. So suppose we are declaring a array, and then we say we also define the size of the array, say array of 5 elements. So it will have 5 pieces of data. So the declaration is done like you define the data type, and then you put this brackets and then array name. So this is how you define, and then you assign values to this array once you define them. Okay, and then also you have more kinds of arrays. So the last example we saw, it is a singular array, like in only in one dimension. But suppose you need to store data which is there in a table. So in a table generally is of 2 dimensions, right? Say x-axis and y-axis. And for example, you store values in a Excel sheet. So in Excel sheet you have columns and then you have rows. So it is of 2 dimensions. So there is a need to hold pieces of data in two dimensions. For example, when data are stored in a table and we need to do a search operation on this table, then this table can be represented in a form of matrix variable. So that is you can say a matrix array or a multi-dimensional array. So the declaration of matrix array or multi-dimensional array is done like you define the data type, then you put one bracket, then you put the second bracket, and then you put the name of the array. This is how you define the array. So let us go to Eclipse and have some exercise to understand arrays better. Okay, so I have created this array underscore test class. Now, so far, I have not given much attention to the naming convention in Java. In Java, generally when you define the name of elements, then the first letter of the element should be a capital letter. And then if it consists of many say pieces of names, so what you can do, you can put a um, you can put uh, uh, you can put the uh, uh, first letter capital, and then you can put a underscore, and then you can put the capital letter, and then you put other letters in the small caps. So uh, or else what you can do, you can do away with the underscore. You can just put the capital letter of the first name, and then the in the second name the first letter should be kept in capital and others are small letters. Okay, so this is the naming convention in Java. So I have defined this class as array underscore test. Okay, and then I have defined this main method, and now I am defining uh, array, scalar array or a one dimension array. So I have defined the data type as double, and then I put these brackets and then name of the array. So I have put as test underscore score. Okay, and I have put the values. I have assigned value of 7.6 comma 8.5 comma 7.4 comma 5.5. So there are four elements in this scalar array. Okay, now I want to print the values stored in this array. So what I can do is I can use any loop to go through the elements of the array. So I have used this for loop, and then I have taken one a variable I of integer type, and I have initialized it with 0, and then I am testing each element by saying if this value of I is less than, and then less than the length. So length of the array is written like you write the name of the array and then you put a dot. There are many properties of any array, like suppose I put uh, when I put uh, full stop, so the properties of the array you can see hash code, length, clone, equals object, get class, to is string. So there are inbuilt many functions which you can use for any array. So I am using the length. So it will give me the length of the array. So length of the array is 4 because there are 4 elements. Okay. So I am checking if I value of I is less than say 4. So and then what I am doing? I am doing incrementing the value of I by 1, and then I am doing some operation. So I am doing this print statement, and I am printing the value of the uh, value stored, or you can say data of the element where this cursor, or you can say the value of I resides, and then I am using a space. So using this plus sign and then putting a space. Okay, so what it will do is, say in the first iteration the value is 0. So 0 is generally in any array, the index, you can say index of the array is it starts from 0 and then 1 2 3. So if there are 4 elements, so the indexes will be 0 1 2 3. So at the index of 0 the value is 7.6. At the index of 1 the value is 8.5. So see, and similar for 7.4 and 5.5. Okay, so in the first loop, what it will do, the value of this index is 0, so it will print 7.6, and then it will loop, and then in the next time when the I becomes 1, so it will print 8.5. When the I becomes 2, it will print 7.4. Likewise for 5.5. So 4 times it will loop. Okay, and then it will do this print, and then what I am doing is I am adding the value stored at all the elements. So what it will, the this operation, what it will do is I have defined a variable total of double data type. Okay, and I have initialized it with 0, and then again I am looping through. So I have defined this integer I and initialize it with 0, and then I am checking the length of this array. So length is 4, right? And then what I am doing, I am incrementing the value of I by 1, and then I am doing this value total. I am incrementing this total by saying total is equal to total plus test score I. So uh, this test score I will give you the value or data at that index. So at the first index, it is 7 point, the value is 7.6, so it will fetch 7.6. So in the first iteration, the value of total will be 7.6. In the next iteration, the value of total will become 7.6 plus 8.5. In the third iteration, it will be 7.6 plus 8.5 plus 7.4. So it will loop through 4 times, and it will fetch that value stored at that index, and it will do the total. So finally, when we come out of the loop, we have a total value of total which is equivalent to 7.6 plus 8.5 plus 7.4 plus 5.5. Okay, and this value we want to print. Okay, and the third operation in our this array test is what we are doing. We are finding which has the largest value of all the elements or all the data in the array. So we have created a variable max of double type, and then we have assigned a value to this variable, the index 0, that is the first element. So that is 7.6. Okay, and then we are using a loop to loop through all the elements and finding out which has the largest value. So next time, we have created a integer type variable I and initialize it with 1. Okay, and then we are looping through the this for loop by using this length. So length of the array is 4, and we are checking if length of the array is less than the value of 1. Okay, and then we are incrementing the value of I. Okay, so it will loop through uh, the test elements, and it will find out, it will always compare. So it will compare if whatever is there in at the index in the array is greater than max. So always it will find out the value of max, and seeing if mm, this value is more than max, then uh, it will assign the value to this max. Okay, so the first time it will see this 7.6, right? And then the next time, so at that time the value of max will be 7.6. Next time it will loop through, and it will find the value. So it will find 8.5, and it will assign to this max 8.5. Next time it will find out 7.4, and it will find if this value 7.5 7.4 is greater than 8.5. No. So again still the value of max will be 8.5. Then again it will go to the last element 5.5 and see if 5.5 is greater than max. So it is no. So again the value of max will still be 8.5. Okay, and then it will print this max value. So these three operations we are doing with the arrays, and let us run our code now. Let me save the file. Okay, and now let us run it. So you can see the first in the first operation we wanted to print the values of the elements. So 7.6, 8.5, 7.4, and 5.5. In the next operation we wanted to do addition of all these elements. So the value is 29. Okay, 29.0. And the last in the last operation we wanted to find out the max value, so it is 8.5. Okay, so arrays are very useful to do the search operations, and they are used a lot because search operations are used at many places, and they are one of the most important operations done in any programming language. So this much for today. Actually, you can also learn multi-dimensional arrays, but I think I will show you some examples later because it will become too difficult at this stage. So I will cover it at a later stage. Okay. So thanks for your time and bye for now.